This is Getting to Good Enough, a podcast to help you let go of perfectionism so you can do more of what you love. I'm Shannon Wilkinson, a life coach in Portland, Oregon. I'm a recovering perfectionist who's getting better at good enough.
And I'm Janine Adams, a certified professional organizer in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm lucky enough to be naturally good at good enough.
And today we're talking about being kind to yourself, how to do it, and why it matters. Hey, Janine.
Hey, Shannon, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well.
Good. We're both just back from trips.
That's
family,
right.
Visiting family.
Visiting family. I bet I ate more pot stickers than you did on my trip, though.
I am sure that you ate more pot stickers than I did.
Because you didn't eat any, did you?
I did not eat any because the pot stickers that they tried to feed me were filled with cilantro.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
And they're like, oh, you can't really taste it, says the people who don't have the gene that makes everything taste like soap when you eat cilantro.
Right. People don't understand the burden that you people live with.
I know. It's crazy. But, I managed. We had plenty of other good food.
Well, good. And my pot stickers might have had cilantro in them. I don't know because I can't really taste it.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, but I ate 24.
Wow.
Personal record, which is tied my personal record. And I realized I was eating them so fast so that my stomach wouldn't realize how full I was. And that really, by the time the last order came, the last order of 6, I really should have stopped at 18. But I kept going.
You could be like one of those in a professional eating contest for pot stickers.
Oh, that would, I don't like to turn my hobbies into professions too much.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so today we are talking about being kind to yourself.
Yeah. I'm thinking I wasn't that kind to myself when I ate that last half dozen pot stickers. Because I was really uncomfortable afterward.
It's so funny, as this is just sort of an aside, but you said that you had 24 and you really should have stopped at 18. And in my head, I'm thinking that's not that big of a difference. But then when you said, I ate that last half dozen, I was like, that's a lot. So just noticing how my brain processes different ways of saying the exact same thing.
Right, that's funny.
Yeah, I think maybe we need to do another, I don't know, what is that, a reframing episode or something? That just is a perfect example. But anyway, that's a good way to put that you weren't being kind to yourself, because I think especially with food, a lot of people feel like they're treating themselves when they eat more of something that they enjoy, when ultimately they're not being that kind to themselves.
Yep, I bet you, I'm sure you're right about that. Oh yeah, I'm that way with sugar. Sometimes I want to eat sugar and eat chocolate or something, and because it tastes so good, and then I just feel gross afterwards. Yeah. So that treat becomes no treat. Right. Yeah.
Right. And there's so many ways that you can be kind to yourself, and I think what we're specifically talking about in terms of perfectionism is the ways in which we are mean to ourselves when we are dealing with perfectionism, and how to bring kindness into it.
So sometimes perfectionism is accompanied by an absence of kindness or self-kindness?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because I think part of the problem with perfectionism is that you're striving to reach in many cases an unreachable goal, and beating yourself up about not being able to do it.
Right. Yeah, that's not very nice. That's not a nice way to live.
No. And I think a lot of perfectionists have a tendency more towards stick than carrot.
Oh.
In terms of trying to get themselves to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fair amount of negative self-talk. There's sort of, I don't know what you would call them. The phrase that came to mind is negative incentives. But there must be a word or a phrase that means what I'm trying to say, which is that using negative things to try to get yourself to do something.
So, can you give me an example? Because I really desperately want to come up with the right word for you.
Yeah, so like, I guess it's sort of a punishment. Like trying to, instead of giving yourself a reward for doing something, punishing yourself for not doing something.
Ah, right. In dog training, we would call that positive punishment. Do you remember that? When we doing cognitive, no, not cognitive. Come on, Janine, operant conditioning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about positive punishment, which is adding punishment to adding something to make it punishing, rather than negative punishment, which is taking something away. Anyway, positive punishment always sounded so weird to me. But yeah, punishing yourself instead of rewarding yourself. Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm all about rewards so much, so much
right.
So that it just makes me sad to think of punishing yourself. I'm reminded of, do you remember that website, stick.com, STICKK?
Yes, I do remember that.
Where you would vow to do something, and if you didn't do it, you give them your credit card, and they make a donation to a place that you hate.
Yes.
so I tried it out. I was trying to exercise, and I think I can't remember what there was some like organization that I didn't like that was going to get a donation in my name if I didn't stick to my guns, and I stuck to I did my thing, but I felt icky about doing it for that reason. It was like I did it and then I didn't keep going because it felt bad.
Right. And it's interesting because the punishment or threat of punishment or threat of something bad happening is at a very basic level more motivating because it's about survival.
Weren't we just talking about survival? Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, in an episode that's coming up. That's right. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it is at that very basic level sort of can fire you up more, but the problem with it is that we way overuse it. And so you end up in this sort of constant state of heightened stress, really, because of the way you're trying to motivate yourself to do things.
Mm-hmm. That sounds unpleasant.
Yeah, and it's not, and it doesn't get you where you want to go.
Yeah, it's not only unpleasant, it's not effective.
Right. But I think one of the reasons why people are reluctant to be kind to themselves, to cut themselves some slack, is that they're afraid that they'll take advantage of it. Like, I have to be mean to myself or I'm not going to get anything done. When in reality, if you're kind to yourself, it will be easier for you to do it because you will be in that less stressed place.
Right. I think a great way to experiment with this will be when we're writing our novels in a month. I mean, if we're threatening ourselves with punishment over not writing, and or if we're writing only because otherwise we'll punish ourselves, the writing won't probably be so good or fun.
Yeah, definitely not fun.
Yeah, might be good, I guess.
It could be. Who knows? But so those are the reasons why we want to be kind to ourselves. And then I'm thinking, like, what are your favorite ways to be kind to yourself, Janine?
I love giving myself breaks to do things I enjoy. So, when I'm on my game, I'll do the stuff that I need to get done that isn't as enjoyable, and then give myself a break and do something I want to do. Like if I'm working on a knitting project that I'm enjoying, I'll take a half an hour and knit, or watch TV and knit. My two favorite things to do together. Or even have a cup of tea and letting myself just. I'm thinking specifically about like days that I'm working at my desk.
Right.
Letting myself do something enjoyable as a reward for getting some stuff done.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, all of those things I love to do. Mine, instead of watching TV, although if there's a show I'm watching, I might do that, but I'm more likely to read for 15 minutes, read a novel for 15 minutes, or thumb through a magazine or something like that.
Oh, wow. A magazine, what a concept.
I know, right?
I don't have any of those, I don't think. But I remember what they are.
Heard of them.
That's right. Or I might go on YouTube and watch, performances of songs from Hamilton, if there are any, or stuff like that. Just things that make me feel good. That I just enjoy doing, that aren't necessarily contributing to anything but my enjoyment.
Yeah. Well, and it's nice to have a list of those things. And I think we go into this much more detail in the episode on rewards.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. I forgot about that episode. That was a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another thing that I'll do sometimes that I consider a real kindness to myself is to take the time to spend time with friends. I mean, sometimes I get so busy that I don't prioritize that at all. And it can be just so nice to go out to lunch with a friend and connect with her or him, or talk on the phone with a special friend as well. I have to be a pretty special friend for me to want to talk to you on the phone. But there are those friends, and to me, and that can be, that can take an hour or two out of your day, but it's something that I do for myself, and I'm really glad when I do it.
Oh, that's so nice. And that is, weirdly, that is an easy one to forget, but that is being very kind to yourself to allow that time to connect with people.
Yeah.
Then there are other ways to be kind to yourself that don't involve doing anything sort of externally, but simply talking kindly to yourself.
Yes.
Encouraging yourself kindly, cheering yourself on,
giving yourself a high five.
That's right. I feel like I have to do it. But just simple things like that, just acknowledging that you completed something in a positive way. I think it's really easy as a perfectionist to finish something and be sort of the mindset like, well, okay, that's good, but now I have all this other stuff I have to do. And so just allowing yourself to acknowledge that you completed something and being happy about that for a moment is really kind.
That's a really good point. Rather than just moving on to the next thing. If you have a long list of things that you're plowing through, it's so easy to just turn your attention to the next thing without taking just a moment to feel good about what you accomplished.
Right. And I was just making me think about, I once a week I read with kids as part of a program that Oregon has. It's called SMART, Start Making a Reader Today. And I was thinking about, how I am with those kids, and they range from kindergarten to third grade, to encourage them to read or listen or sit still or whatever they need to do for the half hour that we have together. And thinking about what if I talk to myself like that? Every time they do something, every time they sound out a word that's hard and they try, even if they don't get it right, I acknowledge it.
And encourage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, you think about doing that with a kid, and that encourages them to do more. And, if all I did was say, no or wrong or something when they messed up, how long do you think they would want to spend time reading?
Right. So you should treat yourself like a kindergartner. Encourage yourself like you're a kindergartner. I love it. Yeah. If we were as kind to ourselves as we are to little kids, assuming we're kind people.
I mean, I hope all our listeners are kind to little kids.
Yeah. I hope so too. I love that. I think that's great.
Yeah. And it feels a little silly, but it's much more encouraging, it's much more inspiring to do more when you feel good about what you've already done.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I don't know that there's a better way to be kind to yourself than to give yourself credit and acknowledge what you do, even if it seems small.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is reminding me of positive dog training again, where you reward dogs for doing what you want them to do and ignore the things that they do that you don't want them to do, and just reward the tiniest progress. And it'll get you to your goal if you're patient and kind to the dog. And what you don't want is for them to be afraid of you. Right. So this applies beautifully our own self-care and kindness toward ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, you can even think about it like with dogs, you're usually using a treat or clicker. Mm-hmm. And, for ourselves, just a kind word is very powerful.
Yep.
And, I've been known to write down what I just did on my to-do list just so I can cross it out and feel good about it.
Right, absolutely. Me too. I think probably almost everybody's done that at least once.
Yeah. But so that is another way to be kind to yourself. And our goal here is to do more of what you love. And if you are able to sort of get the things done that you need to do that you don't love so much, then it gets you there. So being kind to yourself and getting those things done, as opposed to, berating yourself or trying to force yourself to do something.
Mm-hmm.
It's a much nicer way to do it.
Embrace the carrot rather than the stick.
Exactly.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah. So I think, do you have anything else to say about being kind to yourself?
I think this is short and sweet, and we can be kind to ourselves and our listeners by stopping here.
Perfect. All right. Well, we want to hear from you. How are you kind to yourself? Or when do you struggle to be kind to yourself? You can leave us a voicemail at 413-424-GTGE. That's 4843. You can leave a comment on the show notes at gettingtogoodenough.com. You can find us on social media at GTG Enough on Twitter and at Getting to Good Enough on Facebook and Instagram. But for now, this is Shannon Wilkinson in Portland, Oregon.
And Janine Adams in St. Louis, Missouri.
And we hope that good enough is getting easier for you. I keep wanting to switch getting... Oh, now I can't even think of how I almost mess it up in my head.
I heard it happening. What I heard was you were going to say, we hope that getting easier is good enough for you. Isn't that what you wanted to say?
Yeah. Oh, I'm so cute.
You're
I'm
adorable.
patting myself on the head.
You're adorable, Shannon.